Judy from YNC Comics, and today we have a very special episode. Why is this so special? Well, I am going to share with you my Bad Baby project. And you may be wondering, what does that mean? Well, friends, it's been a year-long process, but if you did not know, I had a baby about 2 years ago, and I wanted to make sure that I track and I had every milestone about my baby recorded. So I wanted to do something really special and decided to combine it with my favorite hobby, which is collecting comic books. So we went and found one of my favorite comic books, of course, my favorite character, Batman, and decided to get the baby footprints in this comic book. It's a long year process, so there is more to this story. But before I keep going on this, I want to show you how the process started. Here you go. Hey friends, this is Judy from YNC Comics and Super Theo, or Batty Baby. However you want to call him, Bat Baby. Well, today I want to do something special and I want to share it with you guys. Many parents choose to get the footprints or handprints of their babies on a plate or things like that. Well, we love comic books here, so we chose the Batman #1, and we are going to have, this is a journey, so tag along with us. We're gonna have one of our favorite artists write a front cover of Theo as a superhero and as a super baby hero. And on the back, we're gonna we're gonna place his footprints and his handprints as a baby. All right, this is his half birthday. So we're gonna celebrate his 6 months by placing his hands and his fingerprint, his handprint and footprint on the back of Batman #1. The feet are done! Dun, dun, dun. Well, we tried to do the hands, but we couldn't do the hands. It got all over the place. This little ink that I got is specifically for feet. So I wanted to try his hands, but it didn't work. He's fighting it too much and I don't want to ruin his comic book. So that's it, friends. Stay tuned so you can keep seeing what happens next. Ay, ¿qué pasó? It's okay. It's okay. Wow. Alright, so you're probably wondering how old was he? He was 6 months, probably about 6 months old. That was an adventure itself. We selected a blank comic book of Batman #1, and on the back of the cover is where we decided to do the little footprints. Now, the time was for us to look for that artist that we wanted to do the sketch of the front cover. And lo and behold, I selected a local artist that you probably heard about, Eddie DeAngelini. And if you have not heard about him, you have to check him out. I am gonna show you a little bit of I'm gonna show off a little bit of my comic books. But this is the first book I actually bought from Eddie. And shout out to Eddie and Idaho Comics. And it's the Collector's Comics. And you can find out more about him at thecollectorscomics.com. And I really like the stories and everything that I like the way he draws. It's just pretty funny. And it's about his adventure with his wife and how he is a collector and loves comics, and how sometimes his wife which is not true. This is a story in the comic book. Sometimes his wife doesn't understand so much about the comic books and the love that he has for comic books, but that's not the case in real life. In real life, actually, she knows a lot about comic books. And anyway, this is the latest comic book that they came out with, and it's Love and Collectors, and this is El Hombre DeAngelini. When you read more about his comic books, you'll know why that story is named like that. And well, I love his art so much that I wanted him to sketch the front cover of my baby's comic book. And this is the day I was able to ask him to do this for me. Okay, so Theo's adventure continues, and here we are with one of my favorite artists. It's Eddie DeAngelini. And Eddie, tell us a little bit about your comic books.
I do a comic called Collectors, all about me and my wife and my comic book collecting and all the nerdy stuff she puts up with living with me.
So you see, this is a family affair, and here is little Bat Baby, and Eddie is gonna do the cover of for Batman, but the superhero will be little Theo right here. So stay tuned for more. Well, you saw what happened. So the time of truth came. Eddie reached out and said, Yuri, your comic book is ready for pickup. I was so excited to see the final product, but at the same time, I remembered that I wanted to make sure that this comic book was protected forever, and I wanted to slap it. So I remembered my first step was to go get the CGC at the next Comic-Con, which happened to be LA Comic-Con 2019, and both Eddie and CGC were present. So I went to get the CGC and make sure that they witnessed Eddie giving me the comic book and signature as well, because this comic book was gonna go to the CGC, and that was gonna be the reason why we're doing this video with you guys and sharing the whole process. So here you go, what happened at that convention.
You see, this is a cover I did for them already. Yeah. So you just need to witness the signature?
Actually, as long as it's done, actually witness them picking it up.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, because in the case of art, since obviously it would be convenient for you to have me witnessing it the entire time. If it's a commission, as long as I witness them picking it up, you're good. Perfect.
Yeah, because I already signed it. So
excellent.
Okay, do I have to sign it?
No, you're perfectly fine.
All right.
So we're picking up Theo's little gift. This is a homage. This is Theo as Robin, Carlos as Batman, and Yuri as Batwoman, calling them for dinner. And this is Eddie, the artist, who I admire his art very much, and you can see all his art here. And I wish I could buy them all. But anyway, thank you so much. All right, so the moment of truth has come. I got my box from the CGC. Ooh. And we're gonna open it and see what's happening. What did my comic book get graded, and all the fun stuff that you already know about. All right, stick around. All right, friends, so here we go. We finally opened the box. And of course, here is the back. As you can see, I wrote on the back Theo James Casco right on the spot, so it kind of looks messy, but lo and behold, I got a 9.0, and you can see it says gold label, but with a green strip. What does that mean? What does that mean, Theo? Here is Bat Baby. He is 31 months now. Woohoo! And as you can see, this is a homage of Batman #1. Let me show you. You gotta see these, guys. See? What is it? Ta-da! So it's almost the same, right? But instead, yes, Theo. Let me see. You can play with this one. But instead, I am included in the comic book. Of course, this is Mom, Dad, and baby Theo. And what can I tell you? Let's explain a little bit about the comic book, guys. So a 9.0 is not a bad grade. It's a good grade. But if you're a collector, you start looking at the things that are the reason why your grade goes down, your grading goes down. Okay, we have to put Bat Baby aside for now because we're gonna talk about comics, my friend, and grading, and this is important. I was a little disappointed when I saw that I had a green label here on top of my signature series. I was not expecting that. I was expecting a gold signature series comic book. And let's talk about the grade first. 9.0. If you're a collector, you're gonna be wondering, but why a 9.0? I mean, it could have been higher, right? And the cover looks fantastic. There's nothing wrong with the cover. But when you go to the back, you start looking at all the details, and well, lo and behold, there is a bunch of spots and creases, and they look at that when they're grading your comic book. And although a 9.0 is not bad at all, this whole section on the back, because there's a lot of spotting on the back, and it was probably created while it was sketched. We don't know. It could be because I was touching it a lot too. It's a little bit of everything. They look at all that, and the more there is of those, the less the value. The less the grade. So a 9.0 is not bad at all for me. For my purpose, it's actually perfect. 9.0. It's one of my favorite numbers, and it's my favorite cover by my favorite artist. So of course I'm excited about this. But when I saw the green label, I was shocked and I was upset. I couldn't believe why. Why is this green little streak right here? And I gotta read it to you and let's see if you know. It says Batman blank comic number 1. So they make a statement that it is a blank comic book. DC Comics 2018. Signed and sketched by Eddie DeAngelini on October 13, 2019. That was LA Comic Con. And by then, Theo would have been a year old if he was born on October 13, which was his due date. But of course, he decided to hang on and was born a week later. So anyway, exactly a year from his birth is that we got this comic book sketch and back from Eddie. So that was exciting, and submitted to the CGC. And then in quotes, it says, Theo James Casco, 10/21/2018, end of quotes, written on back cover in marker and footprints on back cover. And well, my friends, there's nothing else to that, right? Usually there would have been a name of who signed it if I submitted it on the CGC. And I mistakenly, when I was entering my form with the CGC, when I was filling out the form, because I did it on the spot, I failed to write my name because I was the author of the back cover and the letters here. And I don't know if you remember, but the CGC witnessed when I wrote this on the back of the cover. So if I would have signed it on the bottom and submitted my name on the form, this would have been a complete gold signature series label 9.0 comic book. But I forgot to write that on the form. I did not consider myself an artist. I am not. But the CGC would have given me credit, and they would have written it here in this section. They would have given it a gold signature comic book label. Unfortunately, I failed to fill out my name on the form in that section of artists. So anyway, if you don't remember, here's a little clip that shows you my mistake when I wrote it. And lesson learned. Now I know anything that is in your comic book has to be included in your form, because it gets included on the label that the CGC does when they are slabbing your comic book. All right, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed this special video. It is about comic Batman number 1, Homage of Batman number 1 by my favorite artist, Eddie DeAngelini, in honor of my baby boy Theo James, aka Bat Baby. Until next time.